Hey, how we doing today, folks? Me again, Shannon Fox here. To go to Patriots 2 channel, I want to run through a little bit of these gateway funding ads with you a little bit here. But before I did that, I just want to let y'all know it's a sad, sad day when our uh, our president gets his house raided behind some documents that they think he was trying to destroy that he's already give up one time. Probably had copies of them, and they didn't want him to have the copies the way I'm figuring it. But at any rate, there was a picture of a toilet that had some tore up pieces of paper in it on Newsmax, and it was a photograph of a toilet with some tore up piece of paper in it. Didn't get flushed by some chance. Somebody don't flush toilets when you throw stuff in it, right? Especially if you're destroying evidence. But that's the charge that they got this Jeffrey Epstein supporting attorney, which is now a judge, to sign off on to go to Mar-a-Lago and kick in the doors and do the whole break in the safe and not find much and take every piece of document they could find on the property, boxed it up, and took it to go, whether it was credible evidence, whether it was anything about what they were looking for. Basically, they're looking for something to build a case over. They're trying to find a smoking gun, and already the tore up pieces of paper in the toilet was the smoking gun that allowed for the search warrant. And so this thing has done gotten stupid right off the get go. Me and my wife have been watching this since yesterday on Newsmax and several other stations, and it's just plumb ridiculous. I don't know what else to say about it. They're trying to prevent him from running ever again, and they're trying to find a way to indict him on something so there'll be pending charges, so somehow or another he won't be credible enough to run. And I don't believe it's going to work. They've had several attorneys, top notch attorneys, speak up about this on Newsmax today. Giuliani just said today that the FBI, this is the worst day in history for the FBI in their whole career. In the whole career of the FBI, this is the worst day in their history for being political hacks, for being weaponized against the people. And you know what I realized today through all this sad BS with these 100 articles that's on the Gateway and every news station covering it, whether it's Rachel Madcow clapping like a seal or Newsmax trying to cover it extensively, asking everybody's opinion at this point because we don't have a lot of evidence. And it's not constitutional. It was bullshit from the start. It's going to continue to be bullshit. They're going to continue to try to throw things at the fan and see if it sticks. And they're going to find something in the 15 boxes of paperwork that they took. I guarantee you that they're going to call incriminating evidence involving J6 or tax fraud or something. Who knows, right? But at this point, they could literally fabricate evidence if they chose to, like they've done before, and take care of business the way they want to. If they think if they've got him in jail or he gets such pressure for criminal indictments that he will back off. But I think they're I think they're picking on the wrong guy. And the truth of the matter is he's going to turn this around on them. I think Democrats that don't like higher gas prices that are trying to figure out which side of the fence on why they're waiting on November 2. I think a lot of them are realizing that the Justice Department doesn't play fair. That the J6 committee is a sham. That raiding Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago for something they could have asked him for, and he would have probably given up. Uh, the way the government has been handling themselves lately, it is apparent, not just to Republicans, but to everyone, that we've got a two-tiered justice system when it comes to politics, when it comes to even the media is two-tiered now. You got lying news and truth news, and that's the truth of the matter. Let me get into a couple of these articles real quick. Let me see here. Let me scroll past that one real fast. That one's crazy. Now, Hillary Clinton, see this here? Hillary Clinton is now got her a hat and a line of clothing out. It says, but her emails. And I guess that's her just thumbing her nose up at society saying, I got away with mine. I didn't go to jail behind my corruption. And this all comes out following the Mar-a-Lago raid, of course. She's now trying to prop herself up. She's probably going to have some statement over the next day or two about how she knew Trump needed to be raided. It was the Russian collusion in the house, hiding in the boxes. You know how it goes, folks. Let me scroll through a few of these articles right here, real quick. Now, it says the GOP leaders delivered their typical weak sauce response to Joe Biden's depraved raid on President Trump's home. And there's no doubt about it. This comes straight from the top. This didn't happen. This is what I heard, and this is what I know as well, that the Attorney General of the United States, which is a piece of crap, has to sign off on, see, Blinken and Merrick Garland and one more. Who's the other guy? I forget. But Blinken has to sign off on head of the Department of Justice, Attorney General. All these people have to sign off for the FBI to even try to get a raid on Trump. So this was sent down not from the FBI decided to do something to go after a sitting a previous president. They had to go all the way to the top of the chain of commands. That's what I've heard, and this is what I believe as well. And I don't believe the Attorney General decided to wave the power down the chain to go after Trump without somebody giving him approval. So whether it was incoherent Biden or whether it was Obama speaking for Biden, somebody at the top, most likely Obama and Biden together, pushed us through. And they figure worst or best case scenario for them, it's another attempt to make Trump look bad. And it's probably more than anything a distraction while they try to change things in a hurry because they've only got till November to change the way they're running all kinds of things. And I'll leave it at that. I won't get into the weeds there, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They've got to fix some stuff because they just took a shellacking, as they say, and it's not over yet. Primary races are still working, and so they're backpedaling, scrambling, trying to prop up Joe Biden, make him look like he's somebody great this week and everything else. I did say Kevin McCarthy say he was going to come after. He was going to be ready to scrutinize the Department of Justice and the FBI and Merrick Garland. He said, Merrick Garland, you need to be prepared to come sit and talk with us in so many words. And don't erase none of your documents and be prepared to come sit with us for a while. We got questions for you. Now, when we take back the House, that's what he said. Now, let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of craziness to let y'all know what's going on the left. And they're going to try to tell you Trump's going to jail. And there may even be a whole lot of scare tactic, scare talk. But I do see this about this. This is a precedent that's never been before where they go this high on the chain of command to try to take out somebody in office. That means that when Trump comes back in 2024, we're going to be able to go after Hillary, Joe, Obama. There's a whole slew of them, Nancy. There's a bunch of them that are now not beyond reproach when it comes to legally being sanctioned, legally being raided, or illegally being raided as they did. So I think this is actually may backfire on them for a couple of reasons. They may get a lot more Democrats to realize that their own party's crazy and weaponized. I don't think anybody wants the IRS to be more weaponized or the FBI to have the power to come raid your house because they didn't call you and ask for the documents because they were trying to take you out. I think everybody sees now that the FBI and the Department of Justice are now a part of the DNC more than anything. Now let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of Rachel Madcow, and I'll cut it short because I can't stand too much of this stuff. But this is what you can expect from the left, while the clapping seals think that Trump's going to jail. We'll see. That's what I got to say about that. Trump's fought off impeachments, hoaxes, and lies, and been right about everything. And if there was any stink on that man that was real, any corruption, any crimes, any wrong wrongdoings, illegal stuff, they'd have found it by now because he's been under investigation for about 7 years, and that's the truth of the matter. Now here, check this out.
FBI has raided the home of the immediate past president of the United States. Both astonishing and sort of inevitable in equal measure.
Perhaps the orange jumpsuit is forthcoming.
I think the national Democratic reaction is hallelujah.
Let's pause for a second to look at how weird and horrible this is.
One day, my two daughters will read a history book where today goes down as weird and horrible.
Tomorrow is the day when you're going to want to buy the physical copy of the newspaper. You're going to want to buy it and fold it carefully, maybe put it in a little archival paper or parchment if you don't have that.
Well, the mainstream media, some of them, celebrating the raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, taking a victory lap. They can't even contain their glee. Left-wing filmmaker Michael Moore tweeting, tick, 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 finally. Again, that's what Rachel Maddow was. Remember, she would say tick, 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 tick during the Russia collusion
I've heard enough. What do y'all think,
garbage
folks?
investigation.
Yuck. That's disgusting. I can't do it. I can't do it. We'll scroll down to something else. That's bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's bad news there. Oh, let me back off this page real quick. Go back to the home page. Scroll. I did see that a CNN reporter was trying to do her live feed at Mar-a-Lago with probably about 1 million other fake news reporters. And while she's doing her broadcast, she has to cut it short because she realizes in the background there's somebody there with a fake news CNN sign. That's hilarious. That's fact of the matter. We got fake news everywhere, and we need to call them out just like that. I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. Now, there's like I said, there's been dozens and dozens of people weighed in on this already, calling it barbaric. As a matter of fact, even some of the Democrats are saying this is matter of fact, Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo said earlier in a tweet that this is unprecedented action from the FBI, and they better have their facts straight if they're going to go ahead and raid a former president. And I was shocked that he said that, but maybe he sees the weaponization of the FBI as well. Who knows? Crazy that the Democrats agreeing with the fact that it's wrong, but maybe that's what it's going to take is more political persecution of Trump for the rest of the Democrats to wake up and realize, dang, I could be on that list of people hated just as easy as Trump or anybody else out here in the world. When you realize that you're supporting the party that's trying to weaponize the government against the people, I think some people are going to have to backpedal off of that. And I'm hoping it all works out for us in November and in 2024, just behind the way we're being treated, including Trump. Now, check this out here. I don't think they're going to stop the Trump. My own personal beliefs. Let's go ahead and Trump post-apocalyptic ad morning America after hours after his raid in his home, and he makes an inspirational promise. Let's see what it is. Okay. Is this a video? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go, folks. Hopefully this is louder.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years, where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. We're a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. We're a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own. We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever, ever, ever. We will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never, ever back down. We will never let you down as long as we are confident and united. The tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
The best is yet to come. That's right. I agree 100%. That was awesome. Sad but true. And I'm glad it's coming. I'm glad it's going to happen. I just hate that we have to go through all this opposition. Nobody thought the left was going to lay down and take this loss. And the losses they've been taking just in the primaries alone says a lot. The rhinos are being knocked off like fleas, and that's a good thing. And the left doesn't like that either because a lot of the rhinos work for them, and so that actually weakens their control as well. We've got an America First movement that is so strong right now, and I attribute a lot of that to Trump, if not most of that to Trump, for waking America up to the fact that we need to care about our politics, about our political system, about our justice system, about our education system, about the tyrants that are trying to overthrow this country on the sly because most people aren't paying attention. That's why one of the reasons I do these videos, hopefully bring more people into the fold of just paying attention to what's going on this planet, finding out what the real truth is behind why they're going after Trump. Because if you don't know why they're going after Trump, you hadn't been listening to this channel long enough, and that's a fact. I'm a big Trump supporter, and not everybody listening to my channel is, and that's okay too. You don't even have to be conservative to be on my channel. I don't hold uh, no remorse towards any affiliations that want to come on board. No anger, no animosity. If you're a Democrat and you're listening to this video and you want to be a troll in the comment section, come on with it. I'm happy to have you. Maybe you'll listen long enough to realize there's a lot more truth on this side of the aisle when it comes to the news and podcasting and things of that nature. The left's lying to you if you're a troll in my comment section or a troll that's listening. Not to call you names, but everybody's welcome here, and even the Trump haters, you're welcome here because there's always a possibility you may find out that some of us are okay people, whether we're Republicans or Democrats. And I just hope the best for this country. And in that, I hope for the best for everybody, not just Republicans. And got another video here. I'm gonna play for you, and then I'm gonna cut this thing off. It takes forever to download these things. Let's see what Fox is saying today.
Lara Trump, as promised, a member of the Trump family and former senior advisor to Donald Trump, joins us now. Lara, thank you for being on the program with us tonight. I will just start with this. Have you spoken to the former president? How is he doing? What is the attitude of the family?
I have spoken to my father-in-law, and I got to tell you, he's as shocked as anybody. I think for someone and anyone, quite frankly, who loves this country and believes in America, this should shake you to your core. What has happened today? This is a very clear demarcation in the history of America. Never before, as many of your guests have already talked about, Will, have we seen something like this happen, where an unannounced raid by the FBI is conducted on a former president of the United States. Think about this. If this is what they're able to do to the former president of the United States, think about what they could do to you, to anybody in America. The bottom line here is that these documents that have been in question everybody's been cooperating. Everybody from my father-in-law's team has been cooperating with the FBI, with any authority that asked for anything up until now, and there was no need to make such a big scene, to do something this insane, quite frankly, to a former president. But I think everybody clearly knows, Will, what is going on here. This is about weaponizing the justice system, as it has been so many times in the past, against somebody who you politically do not like. They detest Donald Trump, not just on the Democrat side, but the general establishment, because he's not one of them, because he doesn't play their game. They are terrified he's going to announce any day that he's running for president in 2024, and this is a very convenient way to just throw a little more mud on Donald Trump, as though they haven't already done enough. This is the same agency, don't forget, the FBI, who had falsified documents to get FISA warrants to conduct this entire sham Russia hoax that the country had to deal with for 2 years, millions of taxpayer dollars, and our time that we'll never get back to find what? Absolutely nothing. They've been trying to shove January 6th down everybody's throat in an effort to get people to care about that and think that's the most important thing in the world. That hasn't worked for them yet. So here they are, heading into a midterm and heading into a presidential election season coming up, where they know they have no hope on the Democrat side. They have nothing positive to show that they've done for the American people. So what do? You try to take out a guy who hasn't even announced that he's running yet, but they're terrified of him on the Democrat side for sure, but I'm going to say it again, in the general establishment.
Laura, you've spoken to your father-in-law. Therefore, you have the most immediate information of anybody we've spoken with tonight. Does he know, do you know, why his home was raided?
He believes it's the documents in question that, everybody's been really upset about from the White House. Look, my father-in-law, as anybody knows who's been around him a lot, loves to save things like newspaper clippings, magazine clippings, photographs, documents that he had every authority, Will, to take from the White House. And, again, he's been cooperating every single step of the way with the people that have questioned any of this. And I know people have brought it up before, but, look at Hillary Clinton, the 33,000 emails that she just deletes that are completely gone and nobody bats an eyelash about it. Donald Trump takes some documents that he had every right to take, that every president does, didn't take antiques, like Hillary Clinton took out of the White House, and paintings apparently. But that is what he believes, and that's what, I think is at the bottom of all of this, and the reason that they raided Mar-a-Lago, quite frankly.
All right. Always good to talk to you. Thank you for giving us that firsthand perspective from inside the family tonight.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly.
Wow, that's crazy, folks. It's just getting nuttier and nuttier every day in this country. I don't know what else to say about it other than you never know what you like. Life under Biden is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I do blame Biden for this. I blame the Justice Department, Merrick Garland, Mayorkas. all them Blinken, Christopher Wray, Comey. These are all top tier idiots in charge that shoulda, coulda done a better job of taking care of everything they've done for against or for our justice system. They could have stopped the Black Lives Matter riots. They could have prosecuted people for murders instead of letting them out of jail. They could have not stopped the stop and frisk in New York. There's dozens and dozens of things that I could think of just off the top of my head they could do to secure our borders and help our police more, crack down on crime, investigate people like Hunter Biden. And these three-lettered agencies are just not doing it. And it's sad to see. I guess this is the exposure of the rot. And it's just a matter of time that there's going to have to be a reckoning for the rot. And I think it's coming in 2022, quicker than they realize for some of them, and then in 2024 for the rest of them, because they've realized they've not just lost their base, they've lost the whole American population, with the exception of a very minute amount of the population. Nobody's liking the gas prices. Nobody's liking more IRS. Nobody's liking open borders. Uh, they've lost it and they know it, and so now it's just retaliating like a wounded animal. And so this is why we get this here. And don't be worried about what's going to happen to Trump. I'm a little worried about it, but at the same time, I think it's more going to be a long, drawn out. Let's talk about it on ABC News for the next several months to see if it will distance some of the Republicans from Trump, because now Trump is a criminal again, or whatever it is. He's went from being an insurrectionist starter to now he's needs to be raided over an indictment. Is the theory. So who knows where we go from here? But God bless Trump, and hope everybody that prays will pray for not just our nation, but pray for Trump and his family for all the persecution they're going through. Because one of the last things that I heard is this guy right here, and I'm gonna play this for you. This really disturbs me. His name's Bernie Carrick. This is just his opinion, but he's probably one of the people that would know. Let me go ahead and show you this video, and we'll call this done. But yeah, this is the kind of things that just really kind of make this a disturbing situation. Let me get down here to the video. Now listen to this, folks.
A couple different social events, and I heard people talking. They said the Democrats want this guy so bad that they wouldn't put assassination behind it. And I'm going to tell you something. They've tried impeachment. They've tried another impeachment. They've tried one investigation after another. This is about one thing. This is about stopping him from running in 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not into conspiracies. I'm not into anti-government rhetoric. This is the first time in my lifetime that I would say I am deathly afraid for Donald Trump. I would not put assassination behind these people.
Wow. That's enough for me, folks. Just a little discouraging. Pray for the Trumps. That's all I can ask for everybody that listens to my channel. There's a lot more articles on the Gateway Pundit. Literally, you can scroll down from the top to bottom, and just about every other article is good stuff. As a matter of fact, Trump actually made a statement as well today. And you find that over on the Gateway Pundit as well, along with about 10 people's opinion about the unjustness of the FBI and what's really going on. Like, subscribe, and share to Vote a Patriot. Have a good day, the best you can. Over and out.